Instead of taking accountability for a clear cover-up of Donald Trump's Epstein crimes, he has decided his new distraction is taking over Washington, D.C. Yes, Donald Trump is sicking his thugs and his goons out on the Capitol in an effort to move our attention away from his Jeffrey Epstein scandal, claiming he, as a felon, is going to make a city that has seen consistent drops in crime over the next 2 years safer. It is insanity. And it only got worse as Donald Trump rambled on in a press conference in which he was unable to speak in a moment that just revealed how weak he is. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into that moment in which Trump couldn't speak and what he had to say that was so bad, I want to start with his disgusting big announcement about his attack on D.C.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
I don't know how this is taking the Capitol back. What is being accomplished? Later in this press conference, we'll see Donald Trump even say that D.C. doesn't need more police. He hasn't made it clear what action needs to be taken to lower the crime that's already dropping, besides maybe getting his administration out of town. It doesn't make any sense, aside from the fact that this is a very clear distraction. That is what Donald Trump is after. That is what Donald Trump wants. And when he's talking about the streets that are torn up, yeah, part of that was because of your military parade, Donald, that nobody came to, by the way. So maybe we take a little accountability, which I guess is impossible for Donald Trump. It's only spewing the angry bile, which continued right here.
Until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night, and they're not going to be fighting back long, because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public safety crisis stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way,
this is just disgusting. Donald Trump is purposely fanning the flames, trying to incite anger, trying to incite violence, trying to make people scared. That's what he's after right here. He wants a big fight. There are people right now in D.C. where I live, and I'm a little worried, by the way, about what knock on the door might come for me doing this video, but there's people out peacefully protesting, standing, using their voice, using their First Amendment right. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump sicks his goons out there to I don't know, shoot smoke grenades and rubber bullets at people who just want to express themselves, because that's what he does, because he's so weak. In a moment, really showed how weak he is when he said this about his meeting with Putin just out of the blue.
Emergency. And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday. I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting this once beautiful capital was.
Donald Trump does know that he's meeting in Alaska, right? Not Russia, and he knows those are different things. Donald Trump has talked about ceding land to Putin, the land he'll have to give up, and we assumed that would be in Ukraine. But is Donald Trump thinking about giving Putin Alaska? Is he gonna like, ooh, we're making some deal? Is that what's happening right now? Like, even if it's not the case, the fact that that seems like a possibility just goes to show what point we are at in this disastrous regime, that we have to wonder if the idiot president of the United States is selling off or giving up our territory, one of our states, to a murderous dictator who's his buddy to try to impress him, I guess, because he couldn't cut a deal for the war he said he was going to end even before day one. How can you not be completely outraged at this? It is insanity on display. The lies are nonstop. They were so bad that all MSNBC had to do was throw up a little ticker explaining the actual data that ran directly in contrast to the nonsense talking points Trump was trying to say in his press conference.
And, you know, when you say take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world. Red is okay. The red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. D.C., 41 per 100,000, number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that. Is that where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say.
What are we doing right now? How is this what is happening in Washington, D.C.? How is this what Donald Trump is focused on right now? The man, quite literally, is only interested in interior decorating. Like, could we not have just had Kamala Harris as president and Trump play architect? And like occupy him as his brain collapses? He wants to put gold up in the Oval Office. He wants to make the Rose Garden look like a concrete pile of shit. He wants to fix the roads that he broke, by the way, in D.C. He's talking about beautifying it. This isn't an actual attempt to do anything but distract and occupy the mind of an ailing old man. That is it. He even knows this effort doesn't make any sense. Listen to what he said about the cops in D.C.
And at the Metropolitan Police Department, it's now reached a small number relatively compared to what it was, but it's thousands of people. You know, we have thousands of police. I was told today, sir, they want more police. I heard a number, 3,500 police. That's a lot of police. 3,500. I thought they were going to say, we only have 30 policemen or women. He said, we have 3,500. We need more. You don't need more. That's so many. I never heard. That's like an army. How could you need more than 3,000? It just happened 2 minutes ago. Sir, they've requested more police. Oh, what do they have? About 3,500. I said, 3,500? This is not a big area. It's ridiculous. What you need is rules and regulations, and you need the right people to implement them. And we have the right people here, that I can tell you. Look at the border.
Even Donald Trump is like, well, they don't really need more police officers. Well, what do you need more cops for? The crime is going down. But that's the reason we do need more cops and the National Guard and the military and tanks and me to rule with an iron fist, and somehow Pam Bondi's in charge of this and that's going to go well. Pam Bondi? Really? That's the person you're putting all your trust in? And you know what Pam Bondi said? I can't even show the clip just because it's so idiotic. That Judge Jeanine Pirro, yes, Judge Box of Wine, is the secret weapon. I can't even play the clip because it'll infuriate you and I don't want to download it on my computer. Are we serious? Jeanine Pirro? Ooh, let me have a little big glass of Pinot and then take a 2 p.m. nap and then fight back against the crime. What is happening? Like it doesn't make any sense at this point, especially with the hypocrisy of what Pam Bondi said right here.
Let me be crystal clear. Crime in D.C. is ending and ending today. We are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital. Families come here every summer. Our museums are free. We have the National Zoo. We have the National Gallery. D.C. should be a place where everyone can come and feel safe.
He is a felon. The felon is standing next to you. That's the guy? That's the guy? That's the guy who's going after the crime? That's the guy who's going to fix everything? Are you serious? 34 felonies? That dude? It's insanity. I have no other way to describe it. It is absolutely the clearest form of distraction, shifting the attention, showing the shiny keys in front of MAGA because they're so stupid. They'll go for anything. They're so willing to just have Donald Trump shift their focus. And these are the big tough guys, by the way. The big tough conservative is so scared of a city. Ooh, walkable cities. Ooh. I'm terrified. New York with a lower crime rate than all your shitty red states. So scary. Multiculturalism. What if I try a food that's not Bojangles? It's embarrassing. That's all I have to say. It's embarrassing. And of course, this doesn't just stop with D.C. because as Governor Newsom warned, it didn't just stop in L.A. It's expanding, and Trump is making that clear.
It is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say.
This doesn't stop in Washington, and it's terrifying. I am terrified of what comes next because Trump will do anything to cover up what is happening with his Epstein scandal. But that means we just got to talk about it more. We're certainly going to on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.